Lovelies, it's your girl Rochelle, and I am back with another video. So what I want to do is show you how our budget went for our 3-day 2-night stay in Houston, Texas, while we were on the way to Mexico, because that was a whole separate budget in itself. So first up, let me show you my budget for our Texas trip. We knew that we would spend some money, so I tried to just put some money to the side. I didn't know what it really was going to look like, but basically how the breakdown went is, I have my notes. See, I got my notes. I'll throw it on the screen for y'all. We did one special dinner, and we got takeout from Perry's. If you don't know, honey, go get you a pork chop from Perry's if you eat meat. And that was about $300, and that was just a celebration meal. Like, oh, we on vacation, we had a good time. We linked up with my sister and socially distanced and ate our takeout at home at her house. And so she donated $150, so she paid for half. So this is the 100 that she gave me, 250s, and then she cashed at me the other $50. So I have that to add into this. The other $150 we just paid for by credit. So we paid for the whole bill by credit card because that was the only form of payment they were accepting right now, just, because of COVID. So I'll throw that $150 on my card, and then I will finagle $150 from somewhere else. So I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was going to be able to pay cash, but I knew we would go to that place because that is our heart. That is literally our favorite place to go to. Next, we went to Breakfast Club as soon as we got off the plane because we didn't eat, and we were time traveling. That's what I call it. We literally, there's like a 5 to 6 hour time difference from Hawaii to Texas, and so we were starving, y'all. We literally flew Monday night to Tuesday morning Houston time, and it was beautiful because we did fly first class, but my stomach was a little too upset. I couldn't even eat the freaking meal, y'all. I had first class and couldn't even enjoy it. I had some wine, I had a cup of hot tea, but other than that, your girl slept and just tried to stay calm because it was a long non-stop flight, and I'm not the best flyer, but for that scenario it was perfect. To not have any layovers, it was perfect. We ended up canceling our original itinerary because they kept changing my flight. I went from 1 layover to 3. Yeah. So anyway, that's going in here. And so then other meals, we went to Chick-fil-A twice because we don't have Chick-fil-A in Hawaii. And so we had, how much did we spend? We spent $10.60 on Eva's meal, and then I got a milkshake, which came to $5.51. I was able to pay cash for that at the window out of this money. And then we ate Chick-fil-A again at the airport, and that came to $24.04. And I thought I was going to pull that from my airport fund, but I had it packed up and I couldn't get to it, so I just pulled it from Texas. And so that's most of the meals. Now, other meals that we had while we were in Texas, we had some Tex-Mex, and my sister paid for that the first night. No, we had Tex-Mex the first night, and then Perry's the second night. So my sister paid for that and wouldn't take anything for it. So shout out to her. She's the bomb, y'all. She's the bomb. And then we stayed at Embassy Suites, and I don't play about my Hilton Honors points. And so we used points, but then, I planned on using points, but I didn't like the conversion. It was different than what I was used to, and so I held back on my points, y'all. So I'm a travel agent, and so I only use my points when I think it's a good conversion rate. And they had a deal when I was booking the hotel that basically said you can use your points and accrue more points, but they were like, no, since you're using points, you're not going to accrue points for this stay. And I said, yeah, right, give me my points back. And I paid cash instead. So I paid $280.60 for 2 nights, which was kind of pricey, but it was a 2-room suite. Oh, did I forget to do a room tour? Oh, terrible. But anyway, it was perfect for a family of 3. It included 2 evening receptions, which is basically happy hour, which is 2 free drinks per adult. And that's, you can choose between alcohol or non-alcoholic. And Eva got whatever she wanted to drink also. It came with wine, cheese, grapes, all that. So it was the perfect evening snack while we waited for my sister and my nephews and my brother-in-law to get home. And then it also included a full hot breakfast for 2 mornings. And we ate like kings and queens. They had takeout style where you could eat it and have kind of like room service to your room. So we did that the first morning and just chilled and relaxed. And then the second morning we just got it to go because we had an early flight to Mexico. So that was pretty much what we spent on food and hotel. Now moving on to the car. My husband used his points because he rents cars all the time for work. And so we used points, and we used our credit card for the car rental insurance. So we didn't have to pay for any of that out of pocket. The only thing left to pay for were the tax, fees, and personal injury insurance. So we wanted to just stay safe and pay for that because if you don't know, people on mainland drive off the hook. And we've been in Hawaii where everyone's like, come on over. Just take your time, go slow. Yeah. In Texas, it's like average speed is 65 to 80 on that, and that's not even the highway. So my folks from H-Town, y'all know what I mean. But anyway, we paid a total of $74.88 for the car for 3 people, for 2 drivers. That also included me, so I could drive with no extra fees. So it was cool. I got to drive, y'all, for like the first time in a year. Because I don't drive in Hawaii because I'm not paying for Hawaii insurance. I'm just not. I'm about that budget life. We only have 1 car. And then the last thing we paid for was gas, because that's another thing, guys. When you rent a car, don't just let them say, oh, we'll, just bring it back to us and we'll fill it up, because their price of gas was so much higher than what we paid. We only paid like $1.50 a gallon for gas in Texas. It was beautiful. So we were able to fill up for $18, and everything's pretty spread out in Texas. As you know, they do everything big and everything's pretty decently spaced out. So to fill up for $18, we had like half a tank and spent $18 to fill up. So that was just bomb. And we had, I guess what you would consider an SUV. It was a large oversized SUV, kind of like an Expedition. I'm really bad with cars. I can't remember. I couldn't tell you. I know it was a Nissan, the Nissan SUV. So anyway, that was our budget. That's what we spent. So let's count it up and let's see how much money we have left, because we are headed back to Texas once we leave Mexico. So that's kind of like our layover stop while we wait and catch up to the time difference and then wait for our flights back home to Hawaii. So I have my Texas cash envelope, and we have a total of 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, $220. So even if I take away this 100 that's going to go on the credit card, I still have 20, 40, 60, 80, 120 left. So that's not bad. $120 is more than enough for us to survive on, because we'll have, I think, 2 or 3 dinners to pay for, because we didn't eat breakfast, lunch, dinner every day. We will have a hotel breakfast again every morning, which is included in our hotel stay. And then we'll have dinner money. So we should be set. And let me show you, what is this? Oh, on the way to Texas, we spent $61.26 plus tip. We ate in the Hawaii airport before we flew. So we literally almost didn't eat for so long. Micah ate on the plane, but I didn't. So that came out of this fund because I paid cash. So let me show you also that. So I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So I have $100 left in the Hawaii fund. I feel like I had 150 at least, 160. But anyway, I don't put the change back in these. I use the smaller bills and keep them for tip. So I'm just working with the large bills. But anyway, I feel good about that. I'm going to keep my receipts in here because I will not remember when it's time to reconcile my budget, because I have a whole separate budget for travel, because travel, not playing. But anyway, I did use something in here. Oh yeah, gas. So I did use $18, and so I gave Micah like $20 or $30, and he gave me back the change, which was it was just a couple ones. But I have 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, $27. So he did give me back the $2. I gave him like a 20 and he got gas. So 10, 15, 20, 25, $27 left to fill up on gas for the rental car and the next time we go back to Texas. So I'm happy with all of this so far. My travel sinking funds, well, I'll just call them travel cash envelopes, have been clutch. I haven't had to worry about much. I do miss getting the points, but for like our hotel stay, I was able to use our credit card, so that was points. I'm not too worried about the smaller purchases because I want to stay on budget. So you have to figure out the balance to keep yourself happy. I know me, I'll forget and I'll swipe my credit card for everything, and then I'll get that statement a month later and I'll be like, what in the world? So know yourself. But that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace, love, and budgets.